One night, the silent skies of Damascus are suddenly torn apart by a massive explosion. A missile rips through the darkness and slams into Iran's diplomatic compound. And with that single blast begins the chain of events that pushes the Middle East toward open war. This was not just another Israel-Iran confrontation. This was the breaking point in a decades-long shadow conflict. The hostility between Iran and Israel deepened after the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Iran openly declared Israel its enemy. Since then, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, Iranian military networks in Syria all became part of a prolonged proxy war. Israel repeatedly struck Iranian-linked targets in Syria. Iran responded through regional allies, but both sides avoided direct war until April 2024. April 1st, 2024. Damascus, Syria, an Israeli airstrike destroys Iran's consulate building in Damascus. Senior IRGC commanders, including Mohammad Reza Zahedi, are killed for Tehran. This was not just a strike. It was seen as a direct attack on Iranian sovereign diplomatic ground. Iran made its decision. The next response would be direct night of April 13th to 14th, 2024. For the first time in history, Iran launches a direct attack on Israel from Iranian soil. More than 300 drones and missiles are fired. Drones, cruise, missiles, ballistic missiles. Their routes pass through Iraq, Syria, and Jordanian air corridors. Targets include Nevatim Air Base, Ramon Air Base, and strategic military zones in the Negev. The United States, Britain, France, and Jordan join Israel in interception. Most incoming projectiles are destroyed before impact, but the message is unmistakable. Iran has entered direct battlefield confrontation. April 19th, 2024. Israel responds. Israeli aircraft strike near Isfahan, Iran. The target radar and air defense systems protecting sensitive military infrastructure. The damage is limited, but the signal is enormous. Israel can strike inside Iran itself through late 2024 missile exchanges, proxy clashes, and covert attacks intensify across the region. Sirens sound repeatedly in Israel. Iranian-backed militias increase pressure from Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. The retaliation cycle is now locked in place. June 13th, 2025. Everything changes. Israel launches a massive surprise offensive against Iran. Around 200 Israeli aircraft strike more than 100 targets. Launch points include Nevatim Hatzarim and Ramon air bases. Targets inside Iran include Natanz nuclear facility, Fordow region, Tehran military command centers, Isfahan missile hubs, Tabriz depots. Iran retaliates immediately with missile strikes toward Israeli cities, including Tel Aviv and Haifa. The war burns for 12 days and becomes known as the 12-Day War in Iran. Nuclear infrastructure is damaged. Senior commanders are killed. Air defenses are weakened in Israel. Urban areas are hit. Civilian buildings suffer damage. Nationwide alarms spread. Panic. The Lebanon front ignites. Hezbollah launches rockets. Militias in Syria mobilize the entire region. Shakes in early 2026. The conflict enters an even more dangerous phase. America and Israel begin coordinated strikes on Iran. Official objectives: halt Iran's nuclear program, degrade missile capability, weaken the IRGC targets, include Natanz, Fordow, Isfahan underground, IRGC bunkers. Iran accuses both countries of pursuing regime destabilization. For the next 40 days, airstrikes and missile attacks continue relentlessly. Israeli jets use Jordanian and Iraqi corridors. U.S. aircraft operate from Gulf bases, and carriers Iran retaliates with threats against Gulf installations and raises pressure in the Strait of Hormuz, triggering fears of a global oil crisis. Then, April 7th, 2026, through Pakistani mediation, a 2-week ceasefire is announced between the United States and Iran. Iran officially accepts, but Tehran warns clearly, this is not the end of the war. Islamabad, peace talks are scheduled. The world believes the war is pausing, but only hours later. On April 8th, 2026, Israel launches its heaviest bombing campaign in Lebanon. More than 100 strikes fall within minutes. Beirut, southern Lebanon, Bekaa Valley, hundreds are killed. Israel declares Lebanon is not part of the ceasefire. Netanyahu's government states openly, the ceasefire does not apply to Lebanon. Iran and mediators protest. Lebanon was understood to be included. Hezbollah breaks its pause. Rockets begin flying again. Southern Lebanon becomes a battlefield once more. The United Nations condemns the escalation. The ceasefire is now on the verge of collapse. Today, the ceasefire technically survives, but only barely. Iran's hands remain on the trigger. Israel continues strikes in Lebanon. The Strait of Hormuz remains a flashpoint, and the Islamabad negotiations are now the final hope for preventing total regional war.